Sri Aurobindo, Mira is my refuge. Ma. Namaste, Bande Matram, good morning, welcome all of you. Today we will have a spiritual discussion on freedom. So, this morning's spiritual discussion on freedom. We will have a short discussion, a brief discussion on freedom. When we talk of the freedom, the very next term comes at the side is bondage. So from where we are to get the bondage? Then Sanskrit that we have known asatma tadgamaya sadgamaya tamosoma jyotirgamaya mrityurma mrutam gamaya. So these are the bondage. One side there is bondage in initial first side. Second one that we are to liberated from this bondage, from this ignorance, and we have to go to that side being liberated. Asatma sadgamaya, from falsehood to the truth. Tamosoma jyotirgamaya, from darkness to the light. From mrutyurma amrutam gamaya, means from death to immortality we have to go. This is the thing. Now we are confined in between that darkness, that agony, that death, that darkness. See, all these are the bondage, ignorance. So we are staying confined in conscience, on death. Everything is a bondage. We are better confined here. We are here in between. We are yet to be released. So if we are getting released from falsehood to the light, falsehood to the truth, darkness to the light, from the death to immortality, from the inconscient to the superconscient. This is the purpose we have to get liberated from. Everybody said you go, you go, you go, but thing is that nobody could be able to show the path, or even if they showed, it is a mental phenomenon. It is very much dim, very much obscure. There was no guidance, nothing was there to guide, nothing was there to carry forward, nothing was there to lift up. So think till today it was confusing, it was hazy. So after the arrival of this twin supramental avatar, Mother and Sri Aurobindo, Mother quoted, I build consciousness from the inconscient and lead through death to reach my immortality. I build consciousness from the inconscient. From the inconscient, I build consciousness. And lead through death to reach my immortal life. Through death, it is a passage. I lead you to the immortal life. And the Lord assures. And death, my tunnel. In the assurance of the Lord, it is very much clear, very much prominently, he said. And death, my tunnel, I drive through life to reach my unseen distances of bliss. At an unseen distances, I have kept bliss. The bliss is there. I am carrying you to the bliss. It is at the unseen distance. Nobody knows. Only Divine knows. Only Lord knows where it is. But the thing is, it is that we are in between this dangerous brink. We are being carried away and being guided and carried forward, lifted by the Divine. And death, my tunnel. Death is only a tunnel. I drive through life, this life, previous life, and also maybe after the rebirth, next births also. So this time we are going to discuss in brief on freedom. So before going freedom, let us see what Sri Aurobindo quotes. Everything will be discussed in Sri Aurobindo's light, of course, today. Then there is a bondage. So from the bondage we have to get liberated. So we will discuss in brief about the bondage, then we'll come to the freedom. Sri Aurobindo quotes here, the golden chain must be broken no less than the leaden fetters. Just imagine, the golden chain must be broken. This golden chain must be broken no less than the leaden fetters. So this gold chain exists, it has to be broken. Then in another term, who will break it? Sri Aurobindo quotes it while describing the mother's birth. Sri Aurobindo speaks of one shall descend and break the iron law. See, this one is no other than the divine mother, the supreme mother. One shall descend and break the iron law, change nature's doom by the lone spirit's power. She is the liberator. She is the liberator. She has come to break the iron laws, to change the divine will, to change the cosmic will into the divine will. She is there. She is in the forefront. For this silent force has come with the mission. The bondage of sin and evil passes away with the pushing of nervous desires. The bondage of sin and evil passes away. Bondage, we are known, the bondage to the sin and evil. For to this we are bounded because of this necessity. One is bound to this bondage of sin and evil, passes away with the passing of the nervous desires. When this nervous desire passes, with the passing of this nervous desire, the bondage of sin and evil passes away. Then number 3, the next message from Sri Aurobindo: we play at being bound, we are not really bound. We play at being bound. We play. This is the play, the drama. We dramatize it. We accept it, but we are not really bound. So, after understanding this bondage, really man is really free, but he is bound by here with the couple of chains: ignorance, this inconscience. With this bondage, under this bondage, he is there, but actually man is born free. So we will now, the second step, we will go for the discussion on freedom after this bondage. The true topic of discussion is on freedom today. Free action is the action of the divine in us. Free actions here in the course. Free action is the action of the divine in us and through us, and no other action can be free. Only the action that is free is the divine action, the action of the divine. Free action is the action of the divine in us, excluding and through us. Excluding the action of the divine in us and through us, no other action is free. Everything is bounded. Second one, it is only if you belong entirely to the divine. Now we belong to many small forces or small beings or many towards the different bondage or different small things we are bounded. So it is only if you belong to the divine, excluding cutting up all these small bondages, if will be entirely belong to the divine and to his possession, that you can become free, because only divine is free, divine is immortal, divine is infinity. If we can be able to free ourselves from this small bondage and we can become aware and we can become entirely to the divine, then only this freedom we can become free. Next one, only in God and by the supremacy of the Spirit can we enjoy in perfect freedom. So, how can we enjoy the perfect freedom? This is the conditions here in the course here. Only in God and by the supremacy of the Spirit. Only in God, number one, by the supremacy of the Spirit can we enjoy the perfect freedom. There is no other group. Perfect freedom only can be achieved only in God and by the supremacy of the Spirit. The next message comes from Sri Aurobindo. Freedom is the law of the being. Freedom is the law of the being in its immutable unity. Freedom is the law of the being in its illimitable unity, secret master of all nature. Just imagine how freedom is gloriously defined by Sri Aurobindo, accurately defined by Sri Aurobindo. It gives the true clue. Freedom is the law of being in its illimitable unity and the secret master of all nature. Then freedom comes by unity without limits. So unity must be there. Some people have got united, but actually this is confined, very much limited. But this universal freedom, this entire freedom, perfect freedom comes only by unity without limit. Condition is without limit. Unity is a must, but unity without limit. That is our real being. It is the real being to get united with the divine. This yoga is for that. It is that we have got two eternal rights. When we took birth, it was there. God's bliss and oneness are our inborn right. For the God's oneness, union of the soul with the supreme soul, we are doing the sadhana. Then that is second is bliss. For this delight of existence is to get the bliss. To bliss, for this bliss means that no agony, no abuse, no death, no pain, no tears has to come. But thing is that we have lost that bliss. Yeah, of course, it was our inborn right. But we are not able to get it. We are there because we have to justify. The soul has to justify the checkered work. Some provisions are there, some conditions are there. We have to fulfill so that this inborn right is our God's oneness and bliss, for which birth after birth, life after life, century after century, even millenniums, we keep trying for this sadhana, for tapasya to get liberated, but yet to be. Freedom comes by unity without limit. For that, it is the real being. Freedom is as necessary as to life as law and regime. So, two things we feel in the external fields of light, law and regime. Freedom is as necessary to life as law and regime. Law is there, regime is there. They are also useful. They are needful to the life. Freedom also equally necessary to life. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes again. Human society progresses really and vitally in the proportion as the law becomes the child of freedom. Here law is the master, law is doing everything, we have to accepting law, we feel law is supreme. But Sri Aurobindo quotes in another term, in the contrary words, Sri Aurobindo quotes, human society progresses really and vitally. Human society at large progresses really and vitally in proportion as the law becomes the child of freedom. Now freedom, law is all. When the law becomes the child of freedom, then only human society will progress really and vitally. Freedom is the final law and the last consummation. So there is no other go. Nothing can this rule, this regime, this freedom, rule, regime, nothing counts. It is initially it counts the best, but freedom is the final law and the last consummation. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes upon another thing, freedom and the order. All freedom must have a truth in it. All freedom must have a truth in it. Because we know what freedom we know. Because true Sri Aurobindo quotes in a very interesting manner, true freedom was abhorred and hunted down. True freedom was abhorred and hunted down. So man is compelled to be what he is not. He obeys the inconscience he had come to rule, and sings in matter to fulfill his soul. To fulfill the soul, he sings in matter. He obeys the inconscience which he had come to rule. He had come to rule the inconscience, but inconscience is ruling. To fulfill the privileges of soul, he is now sinking in matter to fulfill his soul. Thing is that he is going, and because he is ignorant, he is not knowing what he is going to do. Then Sri Aurobindo also speaks in another time, how can we get the true freedom. Sri Aurobindo quotes here, only when thou hast climbed above thy mind. Mind is there, it is a barrier. Under the mind we are emphasizing all, we are clearing all, we are now feel mind is all. But Sri Aurobindo quotes, only when thou hast climbed above thy mind. The apex of the mind, that bound has to be climbed up. Then where we shall stay after climbing the bounds of mind? Then and lived in the calm vastness of the one. After climbing of the mind, that apex, that border, we are crossing the border, and lived in the calm vastness of the one. In the mind's level, there is all turmoil, turbulency, everything is there, disturbance, so everything is there. Once we are climbing above the mind, this limit ceases, then calm vastness of the one. Then what happens? Then love shall be eternal in the eternal bliss. There is a bliss, that is eternal bliss is there in the calm vastness of the one. Only when we have climbed above the mind and lived in the calm vastness of the one, then love can be eternal in the eternal bliss. Love now is not eternal. Of course, divine love, it has been perverted to the human love, which is packed with desire, ignorance, passions, so many things. So love shall be eternal in the eternal bliss. Then what will happen? Then love divine replace the human tie. So we are going to see the freedom and the unity. You can't realize freedom and the unity unless you realize the God. So we have to realize the God first. Thank you. Bande Mataram.